Do I smell bacon? Coffee? What time is it? Oh, it's time for Ermahgerd, Perch, Nerts. Oh boy, oh boy. There's gonna be so much stuff, right? Okay, calm down. First, the background here. A week or so ago, someone asked me for a new California video. So here is Kraken 310 in the California, and my commander set up right here. So while you watch this thick girl wobbly wiggle around the map, let's have a look at what's going to tide us over for the next 5 weeks. If you guys don't know, CC's get an early copy of the patch notes, so not 100% of the details are available to me just yet, but I assume it's going to be another 5-week patch. Alright. What is going to tickle our plums and keep them a purplish hue? We all know the Element of Choice campaign is starting, where you do all the business and in the end you choose which ship you want, either the Friesland or the Loyang. The notes say that should you be lacking a commander, it will come with one. For the Friesland, that is Jersey Von Jovi, and for the Loyang, Ding Ru Chang, who has a perk called Gunslinger that will make your guns reload faster. Nifty. But, interestingly, we are told that these commanders will be the default commanders you get when these new lines are eventually brought to the game. Interesting indeed. You'd think that even if you had Mr. Jersey Swirsky, you'd still get another copy, but that doesn't sound like it's going to be the case. Of course, if you want both ships, you can buy them both outright, or complete one and then buy the other for 17,500 doubloons, which, when converted to US dollar bills, y'all, is about the price of Battlefield 2042, whose beta finally comes out next weekend. Sorry, what game are we talking about here? Right, Battle Boats. There are a couple of Halloweeny events coming up. Sounds like they're similar to the Year 1 event. And while we don't have the exact details of everything, there are some ships available in there. One is the Belrafon, which I'm not pronouncing right, but when I Google, says it's a Tier 3 British battleship on PC, so maybe it's getting the Mikasa treatment down to Tier 2 for us. And should you get that boat, it will allow you to obtain the Tier 4 Italian cruiser Genova. What makes it so special? 203mm guns at Tier 4, like the Furutaka. Now, I did ask if it will have SAP, but I believe the Ouija team is fast asleep as of the time of this recording, so probably not. But maybe. There's going to be lots of crates, and that will have commanders, new ones? It doesn't say, but probably, and a whole buttload of special camos for ships. And you know I am a sucker for outlandish camos on ships. Moving on. Alternate Russian destroyer line is out of early access, so that means we can finally get the Udaloy and grind the other ships if you need to. But we're also getting early access to the Russian heavy cruisers, which, if you've been around here very long, you know me want. There is also the chance to win the fabulous Molotov. Of note, in my opinion, we have the Tallinn at Tier 6, which is a retrofitted Hipper hull with 180mm guns. I don't think we'll see the Hipper armor scheme at Tier 6, but wouldn't that be interesting? Imagine a 27mm bow cruiser at Tier 6. It might give people motivation to grind that line. And speaking of big bows, and I cannot lie, I know for certain that Riga will be the Tier 7 cruiser. And that is a spicy borscht ball. We will, of course, have to see the Legends treatment it receives, but with its 220mm Russian railguns, I have to ask why anyone would ever use the Pyotr Bagration again. That all said, you know I hate early access. I get why they do it, I just don't like it. It sounds like the new German Premium Tier 6 light cruiser will be available this update. The Weimar, which I believe will have shorter range, but 3 more barrels compared to the München, but we shall see. You're going to be able to see ship loadouts before buying premiums. I know a lot of people have been asking for that for ages, so now you know. And guys, we did it. The new sound engine is game. With the new sound engine, you will finally be able to division up crossplay. Sorry, that's not what it does at all. New gunnery sounds, new engine sounds, new music, which I have disabled, and other miscellaneous sounds. Other miscellaneous sounds. The screams of the terrified as they sink to the deep. I know I kind of gave them a hard time, but honestly, it'll be nice to not have the Vladivostok sound like it's launching 203s, and maybe it'll be super immersive. As far as balancing changes, Azure Lane Baltimore is getting a lower reload, but does not seem to be getting the shell characteristics of the tech tree. That's interesting. The gearing is beginning to get the Fletcher treatment, with both of its shells doing more damage and having an increased velocity, which is cool. It needs it. I'm sure we will see even more buffs for it in the future. Let's see. Some changes for some low-tier ships that probably no one gives a hoot about. All the carriers are getting worse concealment, which, I mean, I guess this is good. Pretty sure no one likes going to the furthest corner of the map to track down the last remaining ship with 8 minutes left in the match, but it won't stop carriers from going to the furthest corner, so who cares? Squadrons will die after 150 seconds if the carrier is sunk, and that is nice. The Shards map has been reworked with the minimal time for enemy detection being increased. What the hell does that mean? Does that mean the time it takes for me to be spotted by the enemy has been increased? Or does that mean that the minimum time that an enemy is spotted will be increased? Phrasing, people, it matters. There are new AP shell textures with the tracers being more visible. That could be handy on some of those maps where the tracers disappear into the sky when you're trying to just dodge. And that's it. No new bureau ships for another update, at least. I'm sure the community will have little issues with this. No new global XP ships, which honestly I'm okay with, as I'm still saving for the Stalingrad, and no new maps. And most importantly, no changes to the Kleber. Start the parade, folks. So let's give this patch an initial grade. I'm thinking B minus. And that could change. I mean, the Halloween game mode could be really, really fun, but I am not seeing much in here to really get excited about. Am I missing something? I was really hoping for more big sweeping balance changes like the last patch, or something that would mix up the gameplay, like reworking the spawns to force people from doing what they do every single battle. But it doesn't look like that's coming now. And I'll be honest, I'm not seeing a lot here to make content with or even of this cycle. So this might be a slow month. What do you all think? Am I just in a mood here? Are you all excited for this? Have I finally just hit the wall? Let me know in the comments below, what has got your adrenaline set to maximum overdrive with this update? Are your eyes rolled into the back of your head at the thought of Friesland or finally having access to the alternative Russian destroyer line? Are you ready to stick your head through a wall and yell "Nerds" when you might get a Russian heavy cruiser from a crate? Tell me down below, or leave a message at 1-800-MIX-A-LOT. Now we are wrapping it up here as I abuse Will to rebuild with this Warspite who spawned next to me at the beginning, and by God, when I said I needed support, they are giving it to me. They have followed me around all over this map, first winning our side after we sunk that York, coming back to defend our base, and now cleaning up the scraps. So nice to finally have a random supportive teammate. We're just going to end up trading back and forth with this Tennessee. I think their carrier's going to target me a couple times, but oh, hello. There's a nice big hit. Anyway, I'm just waiting for my guns to reload one last time. And you can see us abusing Will to rebuild continuously. Yeah, still haven't addressed how broken this is. And I'm turning now to get the rest of my turrets on here, and we will get that Kraken 310, which, yes, is a little bit old because we've already shown you 311. Anyway, this is going to wrap it up for this one. I won't make you watch the rest of it after this is sunk because might as well save a little bit of time. But we will check out the scoreboard just as soon as this is done. I think this ends up being an okay game.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Okay, 2,509 XP for a good game. Looks like both teams had a few early exits, but a pretty GG for all involved. If your veins are blowing out of your forehead with excitement for this patch, go ahead and give this video a like. If this update has got you feeling like you took some lewds, hit dislike. Questions, comments, suggestions on how to fill the void, leave them down below. And if you're interested to see what all comes from this, think about hitting that subscribe button, or if you just want to show some pity. Alright, thanks for watching, folks. We'll talk soon.